Alright, I've been waiting to do this one for a while. Onward, directed by Dan Scanlon, is an animated feature that came out early March of this year that I didn't go see in theaters with my friends for the first time ever. I got to see it online. It got an early digital release, like every other film right now because of the whole coronavirus situation. What a time we are living in, guys. Starring legendary stars Tom Holland and the evangelical hunk of a man, Chris Pratt. Oh my god, you gotta love it. Is the 22nd animated feature Pixar has made. Holy shit. What a big way to release it in the midst of a pandemic where they're forced to release it early on digital. Here's what I thought about the movie. You know, it's quite crazy to think that I'd end up watching a Pixar film on practically what is Disney Netflix one day in my life. You know, and it's not to say that Pixar has not been releasing anything on Disney Plus at all that has been big. Pixar has been making, ever since the release of Disney Plus last year, their specific collection of short films, specifically Sparks Shorts, I believe that they're called, that were first being released on YouTube, on their own YouTube channel, but now are just being released on Disney Plus. They have been making stuff for that. But the big difference between their little shorts and Onward is that Onward is a big studio team effort project. To think that now a blockbuster is just being released on Disney Plus for people to watch is just mind-blowing to me. It's insane that this whole pandemic has pretty much just sped up what has been the inevitable at this point, is that the movie industry is just going all digital, just like everything. Anyway though, what I thought about the movie. You know, speaking about Pixar, and clearly with the stuff I'm wearing and past reviews I've done on my channel before, Pixar has just been a legendary studio that has meant a lot to many people, including me, for pretty much since my childhood. And just like I expected with every great film, they just never left. You know, I sometimes forget about those experiences, especially right now, these situations with the coronavirus. I forget about those childhood memories, but I don't forget the things that I had that brought those memories. You know, 17 years later, or soon to be 18 years later, I'm still watching Toy Story 2. My Toy Story 4 review shows they've just continued making that magic. That hasn't really gone away. They've been constantly on their game for forever, and it's probably never going to end. But they don't have to make a Toy Story 4 every time. They don't have to make a Monsters, Inc. every time. They don't have to make a WALL-E every time. Sometimes they do have their not so big but still good films. Sometimes they have those solids. They have those 8 out of 10s. They have those satisfying films to watch and still tell a good story. Sometimes they've even had their stinkers. We will hopefully never have to talk about Cars 2 on this channel. Let's hope that day never comes. Pixar has proven time and time again that you don't have to have this mind-blowing, insane story to make something incredible. Pixar made a movie about an old man wanting to relive his wife's dreams by getting a bunch of balloons and making his house float. Like, they made some crazy shit, and it's worked incredibly. Most of it is just really them going on as a lot of the trailers and the promotion says, a fun little quest to go see their dad, which, yes, obviously that's very emotional and impactful, and they do really work with that a lot throughout the film. Most of it's just them trying to get by, go through journeys, meet weird, wacky characters, and handle the world along the way. And that's what's interesting about it, really, that I think about. You know, I got so emotional when I saw Toy Story 4 like 3 times in theaters because of its impactful story and the incredible story that it goes through in that film, where Woody finally has to, you know, get ready to say goodbye and realize, you know, my job is done. Despite me saying all that, that's where unfortunately the film does fall. When I really say simple story, Pixar unfortunately really does stay for that simple kind of story. This is the perfect example for me of a story that really only goes surface level. By the end, they do go more for that deep, you know, emotional kind of writing and story with their characters and what they have to go through dealing with their dad being gone. But they don't really explore that till the end. Most of this film is just really a simple, fun story of 2 brothers with their half-dad, you know, trying to go find a quest to bring him back for one more day. Which is fun and can be so exciting, and the film even talks about so much of the insane quests they can go through. But a lot of it isn't really explored. And that's the thing that I realized, I noticed a lot of it that I've done, you know, I watched this film already, since it took me 2 days to watch it, pretty much on multiple viewings, since I've seen so many clips online itself already to prepare for this review, and so many other reviews, that it's kind of crazy that, you know, the world itself and the concept that Pixar made is absolutely incredible. This medieval fairy tale fantasy world in a modern American suburban lifestyle. You know, that's so unique and insane just when you say it, that there's so much you can explore with it. But a lot of the exploration of it is really just for a lot of gags or new characters that you see throughout the story, which isn't bad within itself, but the thing is, that's all it's explored for. And even with that, they're not really well explored. They don't go in depth with it. A lot of it, as I said, is just really for gags and jokes. But the writing isn't very, it's not Pixar's usual strength. It's almost like they kind of got lazy throughout a lot of the story. That's my best way to explain it. There's a lot of things that, you know, they want to explore, and they show, and they give hints at throughout the story and with the audience, and give a lot of scenes to, but then they never come back. And if they do, they just come back for simple jokes. One perfect example of this film, some of the antagonists, the bad guys, the fairy gang, that, you know, how supposedly they've lost their ability now to fly and do these incredible magical things that they used to, but now they're just a motorcycle gang, which could be interesting within itself, because clearly it shows that they lost their potential and possibly even lost their humanity. And then they just come back later and show a joke of, hey, look, we can fly now. It's just like, you build up so much of what your story can have, and yet you don't do anything with it. It's like season 8 of Game of Thrones. Oh my god, I just brought up Game of Thrones. We'll get to that one day. So, you know, it's so ironic that I feel that way of Onward, of it being kind of a very surface level kind of story, when I found out later, watching some reviews about the film to get ready to review Onward, that the director of the film was the same guy that made Monsters University. That I literally, now looking back at it, I kind of feel the exact same way of Monsters U, the way now I feel about Onward. You know, Monsters University, it's got incredible animation, and it's beloved, even more special that it's beloved Pixar characters back again on the big screen. I didn't even get to see Monsters U when it came out in the theaters for the first time. I saw it later on TV with my mother, and we were so excited. It was the classic Monsters Inc. characters back again. It was a prequel, yeah, but there's still so much you can explore about that world. And I felt pretty much exact same way I feel about Onward. Onward is Monsters University, but with a more original concept. Aside from that, I mean, I could bring up the animation, but at this point, would it really, does it really change anything if you bring up Pixar's masterwork of animation? Every film they made, ever since Toy Story, has just been, how can we outdo ourselves in the animation game? The film looks absolutely beautiful. It's not Pixar's best work, far from it. I would even say it's one of their weaker films. But a weak Pixar film is still an incredible film. And that's what's so fun about it. I could be going on more and more about the film, but I think I've said everything really I have to say about it. In conclusion, this is not one of Pixar's greatest films. I'd even still say it's one of their weaker ones. I would compare it a lot to what I felt about Finding Dory and The Good Dinosaur. But still, Pixar's magic is still shown at its best throughout most of this film, especially with the writing and their characters, their animation, their music, their absolute fantastic cinematography that I even got to bring up. How do you make cinematography in an animated film look so good? I can't explain it. It's Pixar.
Hello, I've come from the future. I've come to tell you all that I messed up my rating. I know it's not the most important part of a review, aside from all the analyzation and detail, but I still feel rather important to get the ratings right. That is why I brought here my little porg, so seem more sympathetic. Pretty much as I said, despite the very surface level writing that unfortunately Onward suffers by, and the unfortunate lack of exploration of this incredible world that it's put this story in to explore, and all these great characters and these great details that it explores, the culture that is brought in this world that is explored by the very intro itself with seemingly a very lazy voiceover by one of the characters. It still has the strength of keeping itself up with its grand characters, specifically the two brothers, the main characters throughout the whole story. It's incredible visuals that just Pixar has been known for since its conception, and it's pretty impressive score at the same time. And it's still compelling story that saves the whole thing and keeps it incredibly strong by the end, saving most of the film and its failures. So I'm going to give Onward an 8 out of 10. Solid 8. It's a great film, despite a lot of its unfortunate flaws such as surface level writing and very weak exploration of its world. That's pretty much it though. It's still a great movie. It's your chance to go check it out right now. It is on Disney+. I was about to check it out last night, then I fell asleep. I was watching a lot of Game of Thrones. I guess you can consider that porn as well, but you get what I mean.
That was my review of Onward. What did you guys think about the movie yourselves? Is there anything you think that you disagree with on my review of the film? have you seen it yet at all? You know, it's out on Disney Plus right now for everybody, so I think it's your perfect opportunity to get Disney Plus and check it out yourself if you haven't yet. Anyway, though, thank you all always for watching these videos. New videos coming out for the next 3 months. I promise I'm not forgotten about you guys. I have got a lot of godly amount of footage to work on. I just have to actually get to work editing them. Thank you all for watching, though, either way, and you all have a lovely day. See you guys.